Hello, Zero Squad. It is your boy, Supreme Reaper, back at it with a new what if and a new recording app. Now don't worry, I will be getting a better recording app, better recording software to be exact. But this is a new what if that I've been playing on for months now, called What If Izuku was the Shinigami, basically the Vizard God. Now, if you remember, a couple months ago, long ago, almost a year ago, I released a gotcha video, but I stopped doing gotcha, by the way, called Voting Poll, where I released 4 votes for a series to do. And out of all of those videos, 2 of them grew my interest. What if Goku was born as the Omni King? And what if Deku was the Shinigami God / Hollow God, or more specifically, the Vizard God? Now, don't worry. What if Goku was born as the Omni King will be coming, but later. Now, I don't worry. This will not stop the progression of any What If series I'm doing right now. It will not stop Reaper Clan. It will not stop Eliotrope. It will not stop any. But let's get right into this part. As we would skip billions of years in the past to see an empty dimension filled with nothing but a void, to see a godlike being floating there with a mask on, a being of clear, immense, godlike power watching. Lord the Soul King. As we would skip millennia into the past, eons into the future, as a child would be born with green and black hair in a world with powers known as quirks, which have overtook 80% of the population, with beings known as heroes and villains. But on this very day, the birth of a god would happen. The birth of a quirk unlike any other known to man would be born. A being not of this world. As we skip 5 years into the future. Leave him alone, Kachan, a young Izuku Midoriya would say. To an also equally young Katsuki Bakugo. And what are you gonna do, nerd? Cry to your mommy? Alright, you don't have one. As a young Izuku would go to attack Bakugo, but he would slap Izuku out of the way. Haha! Come on, deku! You're weak! You'll never be a hero. Stop defending others if you can't even defend yourself, bro. As Bakugo would punch Izuku in the stomach, exploding him. Well, not blowing him up, you know what I mean. Before kicking him in his side, as he would cough up blood. Get him, boys. As all of these Bakugo's goonies would begin to jump Izuku. But all of a sudden, Izuku would begin to shake as lightning would begin to surge in his eyes, and he would scream, "Get off of me!" As all of a sudden, an explosion of power would release from Izuku, sending the bullies flying backwards. As then all of a sudden, something would begin to form on Izuku, as a mask would appear. He would begin to chuckle demonically. Before charging at Bakugo, grabbing him by his neck. Kill, destroy, death, murder, kill. But then the mask would shatter and Izuku would pass out, dropping the scared dead Bakugo. Izuku! Someone would say, as someone clearly from an orphanage would run over to grab Izuku. What the hell happened here? So you're saying something happened at the park with Izuku again? Was it that Katsuki boy again? Yes. That boy causes too much trouble. Especially for poor Izuku. As we skip 1 year, as we see Izuku going to the doctors with one of the daycares, with one of the orphan attendants, the leader of the orphanage, to be more precise. This female has taken a mother-like position for Izuku. Now I'm going to be adding 3 characters from Bleach, and I want you to try to guess who each 3 are. The first one is going to be revealed in this part, and the second one is going to be revealed in the 4th part. As the 2 would arrive at the doctor's, as Izuku would go inside. Mom? I said, call me Harabelle, dear. A familiar woman would speak. Miss Harabelle? What are we doing here today? Well, Izuku, we're here to see if you have a portrait now. Izuku Midoriya, looks like that's you. As Hirabelle and Izuku would go into the doctor's office. As they would do the result, they'd take the test and the results would come in 2 hours later. I'm sorry to inform you, ma'am, but the child is quirkless. Izuku, no, it's fine. Nothing to get too sad over, right, Mom? I mean, Harabelle? Izuku. Thank you, Doctor. Have a good day. You too, ma'am. You too. Does that mean I can't become a hero, Harabelle? Unfortunately, no, Izuku. I'm Sorry. Now come on, we have to get back to the orphanage. As we skip 10 years into the future. As we see a 15-year-old, a 16-year-old Izuku in the orphanage practicing boxing with boxing gloves on and everything. Izuku! Yes, Mom? Come on. Don't forget, it's your first day of school. You can't be late. You have to leave a good impression on those teachers. Right. Wow, Izuku and the headmaster mistress have grown close together. She might as well be his mother. Okay, I need to change something real quick. Time for a godly intervention. So I'm going to take Harabelle. Wait, no, yeah, so what's going to happen is that Harabelle is going to be revealed a little bit later. The headmaster is going to be someone. Okay, it's going to be someone. But it's not going to be Harabelle. So this is the head of the orphanage. Her name is going to be Blossom. Right, Mother. As Blossom would drive up to the school, letting Izuku out. Now be careful, Izuku. Don't draw too much attention to yourself. Hold on, I gotta do something. As we go back 5 years, right after Izuku got diagnosed with quirkless. As we flash back. 3 years. To see a young Izuku walking with both his parents. Inko Midoriya and Hisashi Midoriya. As they would be walking across the beach line. But then all of a sudden, a little girl would be walking as she would disappear under the water. As Izuku would run after her trying to save the little girl. But Izuku's parents would rush in to save him. But before he could know it, both of his parents would be lying dead on the ground. Hisashi's skull being crushed. And Inko's heart being ripped out. As the little girl would look at Izuku with blood dripping from her eyes. As she would crush Inko's heart. As she would slash the sky as portal would open. But in the last few seconds before Izuku blacked out, he'd see a number on her neck. The number 1. As shadows of 10 other individuals would appear in the portal, as the girl would walk through them with her, as she would transform into a more older version of herself, around Izuku's age, with long hair, as she would walk through looking at Izuku, smirking, before the portal would shut. If I'm quirkless, then I can't avenge my mother. The 6-year-old Izuku would say to himself in sorrow. Now back to the present. as Izuku would walk into the school before getting a shoe thrown at him from Katsuki Bakugo. Oh, Katsuki. Izuku would say, deku. As Bakugo would charge at Izuku, but Izuku would know how to fight as he would get in a boxing position, swerving from that Bakugo's punch, uppercutting him before sidestep punching him in the face. As Bakugo would go explode Izuku's ears, Izuku would dive under, jabbing him in his stomach before uppercutting him, before hitting him, putting him in a full Nelson position, before putting him in a suplex position, suplexing him. But this version of Izuku actually studying boxing and took boxing lessons. And as you can tell, it worked out a lot more than in the original. As he would be standing, cracking his neck and cracking his knuckles. Is that all the mighty Katsuki has to offer? Don't forget, Izuku, the difference between me and you? You're quirky, and I'm not. As Izuku would get blasted in the side of his stomach by Bakugo, before getting punched in his face, before Bakugo would grab him by the leg, slamming him on the ground. As Izuku would punch Bakugo right in his nuts. As Bakugo would grip them shits tight. My balls! As Izuku would fucking put that nigga on the curb stomping his ass. Well, he didn't curb somebody, air stomped that nigga. Picking him up by his hair, throwing him into one of his friends. Before relocating his organ. And spitting up blood. Oh, I forgot. Even after years of boxing training, I still can't beat him. This is top, technically speaking. Welcome, class. We have a new student, Izuku Midoriya. He's new to our school, but please, treat him with respect. By chance, do you have a quirk, young man? The loser's quirkless! Katsuki would say from the back, as the whole class would go silent. You can hear the blood flowing through these niggas' bodies. So, quirkless, eh? He'll sit right there. Alright. As we skip to the end of the day, as a car from the orphanage would come to pick Izuku up. How'd it go, honey? Great. It went terrible, didn't it? Yep. Was Katsuki? Yep. Did you? Nope. Fuck. Okay, come on. Did you hear what Suna was making? What is she making? She's making your favorite. Sushi rolls? Uh-huh. For those who don't know, Suna is one of the other orphans there who's a little bit older than Izuku is. By 2 years, maybe. I can't believe she turned 18 just a couple of weeks ago. Me either, kid. But then all of a sudden, it would start raining. Like, building a female figure standing there. He has potential. But that is where I'm going to be leaving off part 1 to what if Izuku was the Vizard God.